Today we're going to be watercoloring this jellyfish that I've sketched up here. If you're interested in getting this sketch, it will be over on the Patreon page. I will put a link to that page on the screen right now, and it will include all of the assets for both of my websites, this site, Scribble and Scribe, and also Chamo Does Art. So having said that, let's get started. So what I want to do first is I want to add some color to the legs. I'm going to leave the cup part at the top for last. And I'm going to do this with just on dry canvas, but they're going to be really watered down colors. All right, because I don't want them really strong. I want them kind of pastel looking. All right. All right, so let's see. I think I'll start with this yellow color right here. So I'm going to wet my brush, go into this, and this is lemon yellow, I believe. And then on this very long one right here, I'm just going to put in some color here. I'm not going to try to make it straight. I want it, you know, kind of blotchy in a way. We just kind of outline that in yellow. We'll go all the way to the top with it. And count about, I like that, I guess. Would be fine. There's no rhyme, no reason to this. We're just putting some color over that leg there. All right, I like that. Let's go ahead and, while we've got yellow on our brush, let's go ahead and drop some yellow in here and there on the canvas itself. So I'm going to put a little bit over here. Maybe we'll do some right there. Maybe a little bit up there. Just about like that's fine, I think. That's enough. So we're just kind of trying to make it a little bit even on the canvas and spread the colors out where they're kind of balanced with the same amount of each color. All right, let's do some green next. So this is sap green. And I'm going to really water it down because I don't want it really very colorful. I want it very muted. Alright, so this is very watered down, and that's going to kind of mix in with the yellow work there, which is fine. That's what I want. I'm just going to follow this leg all the way up to the cup part. I guess that's a cup. Make it come in right there. By the way, it might look very pigmented right now, but after it dries, it won't. So that's another thing you got to keep in your mind. Consider that. So at first, it's going to look really dark, but then when it dries, it's gonna really fade out some. All right, I'm just going to dry my brush with a tissue here, and let's go into this blue color next. And I can't remember exactly what this blue is, but it's like an azure blue. So we're going to do this very thick leg right here, and I can see right now that I don't have it watered down enough. We can fix that in a minute. It's a good thing. That's why I like watercolor so much, is because you can manipulate them very easily versus oil paints or something like that. Alright, we're going to be mixing in a little bit of the green right there as it comes up. So let them mix up a little bit. I'm going to clean my brush off and just kind of pick up here and there some of this paint. Yep, just like that's fine, that's great. So I like how those yellows and the blues are kind of mixing together. All right, so I'm gonna dry my brush off again, and next thing we're gonna do is go into this purple color, and this is a mauve. Let me see, it looks very pigmented, so I need to make sure I Add a little bit more water into it. And let's see, we're gonna do this really long one here. All right, a little bit more pigment than that. That's good, I like it. I like the way it's turning out. And as we get up here, it's probably gonna start mixing in with that blue a little bit, which is fine. Yeah, I like how that turned out. So when that dries, it's gonna look really good. All right, let's put a little bit of purple some other places. Let's see, maybe this thick one here. Put a little purple here. I'm gonna make it really light. That's good. Maybe we'll put a little bit here, maybe a little bit there. There we go. All right, let's see. Let me do a little of this pink now. I've kind of mixed this up. I had I think it was a alizarin crimson or something like that, and I mixed some white gouache with it to get this pinkish color. So it's a little bit thick, so I'm gonna thin that out some with my brush. If you get it too thick, you know, I take a tissue and kind of dab at it, and it'll pick up some of that paint. All right, it's good. Now let's add some more pink, some other places here. All right, let's see where I want to add some more pink. Let's put some here. That's fine. All right, maybe we'll put a little bit here. That's good. All right, I'm seeing now that I've got, I don't have enough green, so I'll go back into that green again and spread some of that around also. Maybe we'll put some around here. Might look good. Maybe right here. So if you're enjoying the content, I have a small favor to ask that makes a huge difference. Subscribing to my channel is like giving a virtual high five, and it means the world to me. When you hit that subscribe button, you're not just supporting the channel, you're joining an incredible community of awesome people who love art just as much as you do. Imagine being part of something bigger, where every view, like, and comment helps us grow and reach more awesome folks just like you. Plus, subscribing is super easy. It's just one click, but that one click has a ripple effect, helping me create more content, bringing new ideas to life, and spreading positivity all around. And hey, in the spirit of kindness, how about this? Subscribe and then go out and do something nice for someone today. Hold the door open for a stranger, leave a kind note for a coworker, or simply smile at someone who looks like they need it. Let's make the world a bit brighter together. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and let's make amazing things happen. Thank you for your support. You're the reason this channel exists. That's good. All right, I like the way that's looking. Okay, so I think now I'm gonna start on that cup part, which is the top of the jellyfish here. And this one I wanna do a little bit different. So I did all of these with the wet on dry. Now I want to do a wet on wet, because what I want this to do, I want this to mix. So I didn't want these tentacles to mix a lot, the colors, but with the top I do. You got to be careful. One thing I'll warn you is this can get muddy, start getting muddy, so you need to be really careful about when they start mixing, that sometimes you might need to pick up some of it with your brush so it doesn't get muddy. So I'm just going to paint in with plain water on this top part of the jellyfish. And the way watercolor works is the paint will only spread out to where the water is at. So it won't go outside of this cup if it's dry, which is kind of cool thing that watercolor does. Alright, I think I've got that. Sometimes you need to take a look at it from the side a little bit to see if you've got it wet. If you want it to run, sometimes you purposely want it to run, you can elevate your canvas, either the top part up if you want it to run down, or you can elevate the bottom if you want it to run up. So you kind of control it with that. Alright, so I've got that cup part kind of wet. Now I'm going to start putting some colors here. I'm going to start off with this blue. And I'm not going to use any water because we've already got water on our canvas here. So when I drop this blue in, it should start to spread out some. Alright, so about like that. Okay, then I'm going to take another color. I'm going to dry off my brush, wash it off, get all that blue off there. We're going to go into some of this yellow here. And while I've got this yellow in my brush, I'm going to go outside of my cup a little bit. So about like that much. Alright, I'm going to go into green next, so clean your brush off again. We're going to do some green over here. Alright, and I'm also going to go outside over here. About that much. Kind of dab it a bit, pick up some of that. Okay, let's go into that purple now. So again, clean off your brush and then dry it off. Go into the purple here and we'll put some here. Put a little bit at the top here, so this will start kind of blending in. And you can see right there it's coming out at the top into that yellow, which I don't want. So I'm going to just take my tissue and kind of dab that a little bit. See, it picks it right up. Alright, I'm going to take this purple. I'm going to go outside. Very watered down. Just about like that. Okay. So you see in here in the top, it's kind of muddy now. It's getting a little brownish, so I don't want that. So I'm going to pick that up. Just with a wet brush, you can just dab at it and it'll pick it right up and you can get rid of that. As I said, you don't want it to get muddy. You need to pick that up. You can even use your tissue here. And it's going to leave a white space, which we can go back in and put some more color in a minute after it dried a little bit. All right, I think, let me see, what do I don't have any pink up there at the top, so I'm going to put in a little pink. Put it here in this white spot. So that's good. Okay. Now if I want to get those paints to start blending a little bit more, I can just come in with a wet brush and wetten those edges a bit so they'll start blending more. Again, being careful not that it gets muddy. So right up here at the top is getting a little muddy. Pick that up. Not bad. Then this purple over here on the left is a little dark for me. So I'm gonna pick up some of that purple. And even leaving some white in there gives it an interesting look. It's like kind of a texture. Other people put salt in there, which makes it have a interesting texture to it. Add some more blue there. And just pick some up where I think it needs to be picked up at. But I think I'm pretty happy with that. The way it turned out. I think I'm really happy with it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do some splatters. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get some paint on our brush where it's kind of thick. So I'm going to start off with this purple because I got quite a lot of it. Alright, and you can even use your finger and tap your brush on your finger, or you can use another brush, which I like to do. So I'm just going to take this other brush here and just kind of there we go. I think that's good. That's enough purple anyway. I'm gonna clean my brush off again. Let's get another color. Maybe this blue before it dries out. I'm getting quite a bit on my brush. That's good. Alright, I'm going to clean my brush again. And let's do some of this green. Yep. All right. And I think I want some yellow too. Yellow's almost dried up, so I'm going to add a little water to it. There we go. We got some yellow out of there. Good. All right, I think that's going to do it. I think that's all the splatters that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, and I will show you guys a final picture after I take the tape off and everything. I want to thank everybody for joining me on this video. I decided to do a narration today because a lot of people were saying that they couldn't follow me along just by watching, so they needed some kind of instructions. So I don't know, we'll see if this one performs better than the other ones, and if it does, I'll keep doing narration, and if it's the same, I might just stick with the music. So you guys let me know what you want. All right, with that, I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.